Okay, so the numbers were just released for November of 2024, and as you know, we can't have December's numbers because the month isn't over yet. And so this is a really interesting month for a number of reasons. First off, for those of you that haven't seen these numbers before, we're talking about single-family homes, condos, and townhomes, and we're looking at this time last year, what did it look like? And that way we can compare, well, 2023 versus 2024, and we'll continue on into 2025 and such. And so let's start off by talking about the Austin, Round Rock, San Marcos MSA. And so really it's all the way from Round Rock down to San Marcos and everything in between. And so it covers a handful of counties, and we're talking median prices, median information. And so let's start with the sales price, because breaking down these numbers is going to be one of those things that will help you identify where the trends are going for the market in the Austin, Texas area. So median sales price is currently $435,000, which is up from last year. And what's super interesting here is that we're talking median from San Marcos to Round Rock. If it was Austin proper, it would be in the fives. And then if it was just Williamson County, it'd be a different number. So, but right now we're talking this entire area, we're at about 435 for a median sales price, and it's up a little bit. Closed sales, this is really interesting because people thought that it would be really stagnant over this last year, but we actually increased in sales. So we have 2,100 closed sales. We've sold more homes, almost 10%, 8.2% in dollar volume. So over $1 billion in homes sold. And this happens pretty much every month. So let's look at the months of inventory. So this is a key metric for people when we're pricing your homes and we're listing your homes for sale. By the way, if you haven't been to this channel, I go by Ian of Austin everywhere on the internet. I'm a realtor. I've been doing it for quite some time, sold tons of houses. Love talking about this kind of stuff with people because I think it helps put your expectations into like frame, right? So 4.8 months of inventory, which is up an entire month. So a year ago, it was 3.7 months of inventory. Today we're at 4.8 months. All that means is if no more homes were put on the market today, it would take about 4.8 months, so almost 5 months, before we ran out. Okay? A lot of times a balanced market is considered 6 months. Austin has always been above average in that, not always, but mostly been above average in that, and so 3 months, I would say, is really once you start to eclipse and head into a buyer's market for Austin. So we're at 5 months, which means you should, if you're in a position to be able to buy and make offers, you should seriously consider that, because while the interest rates are high as of the recording of this video, to some people, there's so many incentives, especially if you're looking for new construction. I have so many different builders that I have relationships with where they're offering, a 4.5% interest rate, or they're offering $30,000 off of design, or they're paying closing costs. There's so many things that you can get, and we're nearing the end of the year, and so builders, a lot of them want to get it off their books. And so if there is inventory out there, and you call me up and you say, hey, let's go to a builder, this could be a really good opportunity. Same goes for resale though. So if you have somebody who's had a house on the market for 4 months and they've been trying to sell so that they can move to another location, because remember, people move for love or money. And so if they needed to move, something's going on with their family, they might be in a situation where they're willing to take a little bit less. And you can actually see that down here. I know I'm jumping out of order, but you can see that in the average close to list price. And so somebody will list a home at let's say 500,000, and they're going to sell it for 92% of that amount on average. But that's the same as it was last year. You go back to 2022, which I don't have the numbers pulled up, and 2021, that was not the case. People were paying over 100% of the list price for a lot of homes. Remember that? And if you don't, now you know. So new listings is down. We only have 25, almost 2,600 new listings. And so that's down a little bit. And so what that means is a lot of that can be seasonal, where people just aren't putting their homes on the markets, or builders aren't releasing new inventory because we're nearing the end of the year. With active listings, we're looking at almost 11,000, which is up from last year. But I'll tell you, about 3 months ago, it was 14,000 active listings. And so it's good to see that we have increased in pending sales, because we had a lot of homes that were active, but now 16% of those homes, or 16% more than last year, are now pending. So we had a lot of active homes. Now we've moved to pending homes, which means they're under contract, but they haven't closed yet. The people aren't able to move in. They're not new owners, but they're in the process or in escrow. So we can't count these for closed sales. We can't count them for comps, but it's good to see that there's activity and people are putting in offers and making progress. So we've got 16.7% up from this time last year. So we have more activity, more velocity right now, more dollar sales volume, and the sales price has gone up, and the number of closed sales has gone up. The only kind of, I would almost call it negative change, has been that it's increased months of inventory for homes on the market, but we also have had less listings. So if you're looking at this trend, if you're really thinking about it, it almost seems like while it's taking longer for homes to sell, we're almost running out of homes to sell in some of those scenarios. So I would just keep an eye on that, and I would imagine that in going into 2025, we're going to continue that trend of less inventory, because again, active listings, it might be more than what it was last year, but it's a lot less than it was a couple months ago. So I see this trending down. The interest rates, we don't know what they're doing right now, but we know that we're transitioning presidency, and so those are kind of fickle. People are talking about, a lot of things are happening in the market where people are talking about interest rates, and then builders still have their incentives, and so that's moving a lot of our homes. 75 days average on the market, which is up from 7 days, and we talked about the close to list price. So this is pretty interesting information. If you are interested in having kind of a breakdown of some of the other areas, let me know. You can leave a comment and or go to ianofAustin.com, and I'll make sure to send you something with the specific numbers for your area. So if you're like just in Round Rock, I can do just Round Rock, maybe just Bastrop, maybe just Travis County, something like that, if those numbers can help you out. And if you think rental numbers are important too, that's another thing that I want to make sure that I start providing people a little bit better. But right now, I think this is really good. Keep this in mind for the month of November, which gives you an idea of what's happening in December. And I'm looking forward to 2025. I really am, when it comes to Austin real estate. I think we'll be restabilized and growing again, but slowly, not as quickly as before. Obviously, the pandemic threw a lot of people off, too much migration across the national migration across the United States, and a lot of excess money that was being tossed into the Austin real estate market. I think we're kind of normalized at this point, especially with this month's inventory and going up another month. So let me know what you think. I appreciate you watching. I'm Ian of Austin. I will see you in the next video.